Good afternoon, 8th grade. You should be in your math notes. Would like you to take a look at the first page on your contract. Okay, so if you're not there, please pause the video and get there. Today, you are going to watch the video of System of Equations. That's lesson 5. Hopefully tomorrow we're going to get to line relationships. Those have a lot to do with one another. So it's really important we stay up to date on notes. Quiz number 3, it's 314. That's going to be on Thursday. So please add those 3 things to your notes, to your contract. And if you look at the bottom right corner, we're on chapter concepts. We've moved from the left side to the right side here. Analyze and solve linear equations and pairs of simultaneous linear equations. When it talks about simultaneous, that means at the same time. And that's what we're going to look at today and tomorrow. So what do they look like when they are being graphed at the same time? Okay, we've graphed more than one equation on a graph before, but we've never talked about their relationship. Okay? All right. Your next step is to turn to lesson 5. Which is called Systems of Equations. Please have a highlighter and a straight edge for this lesson. We should now feel comfortable graphing equations of lines. I'm just going to start reading up here at the top. We often want to know where 2 lines intersect, if anywhere. That's called a solution, okay? Where 2 lines intersect. I might actually write that on there. Solution. And that's going to be a definition that we put up front later. Okay, so solutions, arithmetic proof. Okay, so we're going to prove 2 equations have an intersection or are a system by using the point. Okay, so I have 2 lines here. The first line is y. Oh, and there's a mistake on here too. It is actually positive 5, x minus 3. And then the second line is y equals negative 2x plus 18. It's given me the point, 3, 12. You're going to have a worksheet on this. It's a coloring page. It's called substitution. So you're going to plug in, I hate that, for the variables. You don't have to write this part, but that's what substitution means. So we're going to use 3 and 12, which are x and y, right? We're going to plug them into these equations. So y is 12. So that first one, I'm going to do 12 equals 5 times x is 3 minus 3. So that's 15 minus 3, which is equal to 12. So that all checks out. 12 is equal to 12. We got it. All right, the second one is 12 minus equals negative 2 times x is 3 plus 18. All right, negative 2 times 3 is negative 6 plus 18. That's equal to 12 also. We're all good. That wasn't too bad, right? Okay, you just take the values for x and y, see if the equation is true. And we can see the equation is true because 12 equals 12. 12 equals 12. That's what we're trying to get to. But sometimes we're not given the point. So how do we figure out what the solution is? Well, we are going to graph. So you're going to pause or go on Google Classroom to get those notes if you're not caught up. If you just want to watch, that's fine with me too. So we can graph to find the solution, all right? So, but we're graphing lines. How do we know what the solution is? Well, the intersection is the solution. All right, so it's important that where these lines meet, that's what we're looking for. So the first step is to graph the following equations. Okay? It's really important that you remember how to do this. We've got two y-intercepts, right? We've got plus 2 and negative 1. Let's start with this equation right here. Okay? And I'm going to graph this one in pink, I believe. Yes. I'm going to graph that one in pink. So plus 2 is my intercept, and my slope is change in y over change in x. So up 1 and to the right 2. So I'm going to go up 1 and to the right 2, put my second point, and then I'm going to make a line. But here's a big hint for this one. When you draw your line, use a straight edge, but you may want to go up 1 and to the right 2 one more time to make a really straight line. Because sometimes when they're really close, it's hard to graph. Okay, so I'm going to put a ruler through there. Boy, I wish that was pink. That's okay. So this line right here is y equals 1/2 x plus 2. Alright, now I have to graph my other line. Y equals x minus 1. Ooh, there's nothing in front of x, but I need you to remember that the slope is 1 over 1 for this one, because it's not there. That's something we learned way back in lesson 2? I don't know, maybe lesson 3. Okay, so my intercept is negative 1 right here, okay? And my slope is 1 over 1. So I'm just going to count up 1 over 1. Up 1. I'm going to take my thing here. Up 1 to the right 1. They're both positive. Up 1 to the right 1. Both positive. And again, I'm making a few more dots so I can make a pretty accurate line. Alright, now I'm going to graph that line straight through. Oh, and it looks like they cross over right there. Now it's not exactly, oh wait. So this is my line, y equals x minus 1. Okay, so this point of intersection right here is not exactly on a line, but I can kind of see where it is, right? So my x value for that point, if I move over, it's 6. And my y value for this point right here is 5. You can see it's right in line with that 5 on the y. But how do I know that's correct? You're going to prove it. Okay? So just like what we did up top, we're going to plug in 6 for x and y for 5 in these. So is 5 equal to 1/2 of 6 plus 2? And is y, or 5, equal to 6 minus 1? Go ahead and figure those out really quick. Come back. Okay, so this is our solution here. Make sure you look at how I've proofed this. 5 is equal to 5 and 5 is equal to 5. That's how I know I did this correctly. Okay, so we've got another one down here. Solve the system by graphing. So we are going to look at the slopes and the y-intercepts. So I am going to graph this one in pink, and I'm going to graph this one in blue. Okay, so this first one, I can see that my y-intercept is at -4. There. And then my slope. Oh, it's another tricky slope. Do you think Miss Westerling's doing this on purpose? So this slope is -1 over 1. So this time I'm going to move down 1 and to the right 1. So remember, and put a few dots. Down 1 to the right 1. Down 1 to the right 1. And remember, if we have a negative slope, it's going to kind of look like almost a backwards line, right? We're going downhill. That's our negative slope. Okay, and let's label that y equals -x minus 4. Okay, let's go on to our blue problem. Now this one has a positive intercept, so I'm going to start here, go 1, 2, 3, graph 3 first, and then I've got, I'm missing an x here, so make sure you put an x there. Sorry about that. Got 4 over 3, so we're going to go up 4. These are both positive. 1, 2, 3, 4, and to the right 3. 1, 2, 3. I think I might be able to just do this one just fine with 2 points. Oops. I'm going to select my line first. So I'm just going to try to get a nice straight line through there. And well, my intersection is not looking too good, but I think it looks like they intersect right there, right? So I'm going to start at 0. I'm going to get my x coordinate. So it looks like I go -3 for my x coordinate. And then from there, I go down 1, which would give me a -1. All right, I'm going to plug those in here. I'm going to prove my solutions. So x is -3, y is -1. So for my first equation, -1 should be equal to -3 minus 4. And for my other problem, I've got -1 equals 4/3 times -3 plus 3. All right, go ahead and try that one out and come back and see if you got those equaled up. All right, we should have -1 equals -1 and -1 equals -1, which means we checked this all out. We found our solution over here, which is perfect. Okay, so here's the thing. We've got 2 more pages to this lesson, okay? And a lot of this is the substitution. So what I want you to do is I want you to go through and I want you to do the first half of your ALEKS and then do the coloring page. Now the coloring page you're going to get is going to really focus on this, the solutions, arithmetic proof. So it's going to give you 2 different solutions, and actually I'm going to show you that. So this is your coloring page. It's going to give you a problem with a system. So I got 4x, -2x minus 6, and it's going to give you answer 1 and answer 2. You have to plug in your x and y for answer 1, see if it makes it true. If it does, color the number 1 red. So on your little coloring page, find number 1. Where is that thing? You got to be clever. Where is number 1? There it is. It's a crab. It's red. Okay?